In the mid-1970s, Audi secured a lucrative government contract to develop a compact off-road vehicle for the Bundeswehr. This led to the creation of the Iltis, a vehicle with an extremely simplified body. Its primitive design was reminiscent of the rear-engine VW Kübelwagen Type 82. However, unlike its predecessor, the Iltis had a front-mounted engine in a 4-narrator 4 drivetrain. Despite a rather modest 75 horsepower engine, the Iltis proved to be an exceptionally maneuverable and agile vehicle. It outperformed more powerful competitors in comparative tests conducted in extreme conditions in Sweden and Finland. These impressive results encouraged the developers to explore the possibility of all-wheel drive for passenger car models. Ferdinand Piëch, who headed Audi's engineering department at the time, became the most ardent advocate for this idea. In March 1977, testing began on the first prototype, a hybrid of an Audi 80 sedan body and the drivetrain used in the Iltis. In November of the same year, Project A1, whose ultimate goal was the Quattro model, received approval from Audi's management. However, Mr. Piëch's enthusiasm, along with that of his creative team, initially didn't find unanimous support within the company's board. To overcome the conservative mindset and established stereotypes, the future Volkswagen boss organized several promotional events that vividly demonstrated the potential of this new direction in automotive engineering. Video recordings of prototype test drives on the most treacherous mountain roads of the old world impressed even the most steadfast skeptics. It's no wonder, as the vehicle, fitted with road tires, easily climbed snow-covered mountain roads where, for added convincing effect, fire department trucks had passed before it. The final act in Mr. Piëch's organized show was the participation of a prototype equipped with a 160 horsepower engine in a speed run at the Hockenheimring circuit. Here it only slightly lagged behind models with more powerful engines that had only 2 driven wheels. The market launch of the Audi Quattro was preceded by the successful performance of the Iltis off-roaders in the 1980 Paris-Dakar Rally. 3 of the 4 participating German vehicles finished in 1st, 2nd, and 4th places. By the time of the Quattro's debut, it was seen at Audi's headquarters in Ingolstadt as a powerful tool for boosting the company's sporting image. At the same time, it was clear that Audi didn't intend to limit production to the 400 Quattro units needed for homologation in the World Rally Championship. The main bet in this challenging competition was placed on Finnish driver Hannu Mikkola, who actively participated in the implementation of Project A1 and had already mastered Audi's new all-wheel drive system. Thanks to publications in the automotive press, the Quattro was no longer a complete surprise to inform visitors of the 1980 Geneva Motor Show. Nevertheless, the new offering from Audi had a strong emotional impact on the vast majority of potential buyers, even against the backdrop of flashy debuts from much more established manufacturers. It's likely that very few realized that a quiet revolution had taken place in automotive engineering, fundamentally changing the perception of the passenger car concept. In its original form, the Audi Quattro was a 2-door coupe whose design fully conformed to the stylistic conventions of the late 1970s. Its angular body with a large glass area was borrowed from the slightly later front-wheel drive Audi coupe. The difference lay in the more voluminous fenders, which were necessary to accommodate wide-profile tires, and some elements of the decorative trim. Interestingly, this very successful tuning was not done by the Germans themselves. It was carried out by English designer Martin Smith. Despite this, the Quattro appeared somewhat heavy visually, which, however, always distinguished the assertive German styling from the romantic Italian or French styles. But the main advantage of the Quattro was undoubtedly its mechanical components. The longitudinally mounted inline 5-cylinder engine, equipped with a 10-valve head and a KKK turbocharger with intercooling of the intake air, developed an impressive 200 horsepower for its time. In this regard, Audi even surpassed a manufacturer as experienced in turbocharging as Saab, whose latest 900 turbo model's power unit could only produce 145 horsepower, significantly lagging behind in terms of torque as well. 235 Nm versus 285 Nm. The central differential integrated into the permanent all-wheel drive system distributed torque equally between the front and rear wheels. At the same time, the driver could lock the central and, in particularly difficult conditions, the rear differential using a hydropneumatic actuator. The suspension was quite traditional. McPherson struts with lower control arms. Audi Quattro owners quickly appreciated all the advantages of all-wheel drive on rain-slicked or snow-dusted asphalt. Concepts like skidding and wheel spin became a thing of the past for them. However, technical shortcomings also quickly became apparent. An overly long second gear forced the driver to push the engine to its limits to reach 3,000 RPM, where the turbocharger would kick in. The braking system, not equipped with ABS, and the low corrosion resistance of the body added to the list of the car's drawbacks. Nevertheless, the presence of these teething problems did not affect Audi's sporting program in any way. Already in 1981, the Quattro achieved brilliant victories in the Swedish round of the World Rally Championship. It became unbeatable in Monte Carlo San Remo in the British RAC Rally. The following year, Audi won the Manufacturers' Championship title, which the company owed to the outstanding driving crews of Hannu, Mikola, Arne Hertz, Stig Blomqvist, and Björn Shetterberg, Ragnar Spjuth, as well as Michel Mouton, Fabrizio Ponce. It's worth noting that Mikola and Mouton went on to win the World Rally Championship drivers' titles in 1983 and 1984, respectively. Subsequently, the Quattro's track record was further enhanced by a series of victories in the West German Rally Championship and the European Rallycross Championship. The focus on motorsport brought Audi commercial success on both sides of the Atlantic, and the USA became one of the key markets for vehicles bearing the four-ring emblem. In early 1984, Audi made significant upgrades to the Quattro. The design of the front end was changed, a new gearbox and ABS were installed, and the car became slightly lower thanks to an improved suspension. In 1987, a more intelligent torsion differential appeared, capable of automatically redistributing torque between the axles when wheel spin occurred. The engine's displacement increased to 2.2 liters, a 20-valve cylinder head was installed, and the turbocharger unit was improved. As a result, power output increased by 20 horsepower. Having remained in production for 11 years, the Quattro became an epic-making car, not only in Audi's history, but also in the annals of global motorsport. Its last example rolled off the assembly line at the Ingolstadt plant on March 1, 1991.